What's up, guys? It's Alex. Today we're going to go over the daily trading plan. So today is a pretty decent day, I'd say, for trades for us. I'm giving us a 8 out of 10 on our trades today of just how quality and good of a day it is, right? So a 10 out of 10 day is when, the market crashes and we catch like a 200-point drop. But today's an 8 out of 10, so it's pretty damn good for a regular day. Okay, so let's get right into the trades, guys. If you like daily trading plans, if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Okay, because we put out daily trading videos almost every day and almost never miss. So the first trade for the day is going to be mRNA. So I linked one of you guys a video to a good video on this actually, and I typically don't keep track of other YouTube channels, but this is a very good trade and they beat me to it. I was actually planning on making a video on mRNA, but it's a super simple short here, and basically what you're seeing is insiders are selling out of all their vaccine stocks right now. And where's mRNA? Well, it's at this range of which it sells off every time. Okay, so it's a super simple trade. I don't think technical analysis ever really gets much easier than this. You can see it's above the Bollinger Band, and really doesn't have a tendency to stay above it. So what do? You short it. And there's a lot more details, but let's try to make it simplified this morning. Let's try to make it easy on you. Okay, so basically you want to short mRNA. But what I will say is you don't want to put all your eggs into the basket today. Okay, so far in the pre-market, you've got 2 failed breakout attempts higher, so that's super good for us at this point. And then second, like I said, you got insiders selling out of their vaccine stocks. So guys, please understand that these vaccine stocks are extremely overvalued right now because of our conditions. But basically, any chance these insiders are getting to sell some of their position, they're taking it because they know this wave of crazy, high price in their stock is not going to last forever. So they're basically taking profits on these crazy spikes up. Okay, and so that could very well just dump off today. Okay, so like I said about putting all your eggs into the basket, you never know, guys. This thing could artificially hold itself up for about, this whole week. It's Thursday today. It could hold up until Friday, and then it might not even dump off this week, right? Most likely it is. I'd say 88% chance it dumps off here today or tomorrow. But nonetheless, there's still like that 12% chance that it doesn't dump off this week. They artificially hold it up. So you want to save some money just in case for next week to short this thing if it somehow holds up this week. Okay, so make sure you put an amount you're comfortable losing just in case. Okay, but otherwise there's a super good chance this thing dumps off today. And why is this so important that mRNA is the only one that's up right now? Because if you actually look at the biotech sector, it's starting to drop here. It's at its top end of its range, basically. Okay, what happens on the last day? Look how little buyers come in yesterday. Okay, so basically what you're getting right now is an implied volatility discount, which means everyone's bullish on the sector. Okay, but less and less buyers are coming in. So that's when, just when everyone gets bullish on a sector, that's exactly when it drops. Okay, when you get that implied volatility discount. Okay, so basically the sector is actually a lot weaker than it looks here on the chart. I know the chart looks very bullish, and to the average trader, to the average eye, they're probably bullish on this, right? But I'm telling you right now, this is nothing to be bullish about. This is not when you want to be buying calls on biotechs, okay? And when you actually look at other biotechs, they're all super, super weak right now. So Pfizer dropping after its vaccine news. I mean, what are some other ones? Regeneron. Okay, so they're all weak right now. They're really weak stocks. Okay, and typically I don't like to keep these Bollinger Bands up, but I thought I'd give credit to 13 market moves today, just because I recommended them, and so I'm kind of putting their perspective in our video today. Okay, but this is how I look at it. Typically, is just without the Bollinger Bands. But basically, when you see that mRNA is at this top level, you don't need the Bollinger Bands to see that, and then you combine the real world catalyst with the news, it makes for a very good trade. And understanding that the sector is extremely, extremely weak right now, and it's set a double top here in the pre-market. So we absolutely love this trade, guys, today. Like I said, don't put all your eggs into the basket today, because who knows, they can easily artificially hold this thing up. But you can see they're a little pricey here. You got a huge implied volatility because they're tracking for this move. They're very aware of the possibility here, and you can see the calls are much cheaper, right? The implied volatility is much cheaper, right? So people are prepared for this move downwards, so don't expect them to be crazy profitable unless this thing really, really falls out. Okay, so that's a really long explanation, but that is our top trade of the day, so I don't want to leave you hanging there, and I want to give you some good background story on mRNA. So that's a really good trade today. Second, we have a Google short. Okay, I love Google short today. Okay, so what do I love about the Google short? Well, first off, it's one of the tech stocks that's actually been able to hold up during this crash. somewhat. Okay, so what's most important here is to look at NASDAQ vol, but let's actually look at NASDAQ first off. And what do you see yesterday? Okay, they come back in, they buy the dip on NASDAQ, but what happens? Look how little buyers that is in relation to sellers. Okay, so it's a very, very weak move to the upside. And although this NASDAQ is up hugely, we actually are not bullish on this thing at all. And I was actually going to tell you guys we would short this NASDAQ, and I'm not going to tell you when to short it, okay, because it could hold up for a little longer. I'm not helping you with your entry here, but I am saying we're pretty bearish on NASDAQ here. And basically, you need kind of a big account to trade these, but if you can, it's not a bad trade at all. It's going to cost you about like $6,000 a contract, close to the money. But if you can, I think it's a pretty good trade. Like I said, I'm not giving you the specifics. If you're dealing with thousands of dollars, I expect you to kind of know what's up, or at least you shouldn't be taking the trade anyways if you're not ready and you don't know what you're doing. So that's just a little backstory on NASDAQ, is that the thing is weak, really weak. And so yes, it's moving up, but it's moving up on very low volume. And that brings us to our favorite short, which is Google. Okay, so Google finally starts to show weakness, and then next we need to look at is Vixen. Okay, so Vixen is the NASDAQ volatility, and where is it? It's at its bottom end of its range, basically. It doesn't really have much more downside potential here, and you're starting to see volatility is starting to skew higher. So I know you guys don't pay attention to these things. I know you guys probably don't know how to read charts. But basically, volatility is rising. Okay, so we can start to see a significant, or not significant, but a rise in volatility as well. So not just for VIX, but NASDAQ vol as well. Okay, so basically, kind of this is what we've been saying in our previous videos, is the bank stocks, right? We said that how much higher can they go, and the answer to that was not much higher, and that's how we've been able to time these market drops and make money off that lately. Okay, but basically, most of the sectors are kind of weak right now. They just had this crazy shoot up from that vaccine news. All right, and that momentum has died down, and they have not dropped significantly yet. And there's a very, very good chance that happens today. Okay, because volatility is kind of exactly where you want it to be for a breakout higher. So, like I said, just here you can kind of see it hammering above the moving average on a 5-day, 5-minute chart. Now, guys, please don't give into the moving average. It's not that important. It's literally just an average. It means nothing almost. But basically, you see the VIX bottoms out at 22.5, 23-ish, right? And so it's kind of at the bottom where it doesn't have much room lower at this point. And so at this point, you got a lot of downside potential on the market because VIX has a lot of upside potential. You see what I'm saying? And when you have volatility rising, then you can start getting a sharper move in volatility to the upside, which is exactly why the market can really start dropping here today. Okay, so it's already been dropping. We've already been shorting it overnight. We've been making money on it tonight, but basically what you want to do is kind of short the balances, but obviously things can shift, right? We can start to see a huge volume spike in tech, right? As of now the volume is super weak in tech, but who knows, right? Anything can change at a moment's notice, so you got to be aware, you got to know what you're doing. Okay, and this is just kind of a very good background on everything that's going on right now. Okay, so basically you got weak sectors all around, all across the board. The only thing that's really up is NASDAQ, but the NASDAQ is kind of fading. Why? Because it's moving up on extremely low volume. Okay, and on top of that you got NASVOL, which is Vixen, right? It's at the very bottom of its range. You got VIX at the bottom of its range, and you got volatility rising. Okay, so there's your little macro analysis for the day. Yes, the dollar is breaking down a little this morning, but it's about to recover. Okay, as you can see, the zone, I don't have it extended. Okay, but if we extend the zone over, it would be more apparent. Okay, basically, as it dips in the zone, it gets a lot of support. Okay, and that's exactly what you see happen. It dips in, and it's back up right now. So the dollar's just slightly down, and the market's already down. Okay, so as this dollar starts to break out higher, then it's really going to be bad for the market today or tomorrow. Okay, so be ready for a drop here in the market possibly. It's not out of question. And then lastly, with this Google trade, okay, I'm not giving you the strike, I'm not giving you the entry, I'm not giving you the timing, okay, but it's a very bearish chart. I absolutely love this trade, and I hope someone takes advantage of it. Okay, so Google, and we've got mRNA, and lastly, oil. Okay, so oil was a short I gave you guys yesterday. This was a phenomenal trade. You're up 200% plus right now if you took this trade. Like I said, once it breaks the neckline here, you get in. Okay, so first time it breaks through, that's a quick little day trade. Okay, but if you held it, okay, you're down a little bit of money, boom, back down. It drops over 2% yesterday. Okay, so it drops from 43 and down to now 40. Okay, that's like a 250% gain if you took that trade. Just kind of depends on your entry, your timing, did you add to your position and whatnot. So guys, congratulations if you took the oil trade. That was an awesome trade. And then what was our other trade? BA. Okay, so basically, if you go check the comments, guys, I oftentimes will leave you guys some very important notes for the day. It's super valuable information. It's completely free to you, so you should probably be checking the comments if you're trying to get some updated info during the day, because I notice a lot of things that obviously beginner traders aren't going to notice. So basically, notice that they're selling the heck out of a travel sector. And Boeing is not necessarily travel, but it is pretty correlated in the sense that they build planes, blah, 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 whatever. But basically, they're one of the stronger travel sector. We're just going to call it travel sector today. And so we called that trade yesterday. We said downside of at least 10 points, and what happened? From top to bottom, 189 down to 180. So basically 10 points and a bearish continuation today. So that was spot on trade. McDonald's, we want to go over this trade real quickly because this was their trade yesterday. We said, guys, if it breaks through this top level, cut a loss at $2. Okay, you cut a loss at $2. Guess what? You made infinite times more money on the Boeing trade. Okay, and that's how we trade. We make sure our wins are way greater than our losses. So if you like putting together profitable trades consistently, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you drop a like. That's our insight for the morning. And yeah, like I said, make sure you like the video because you're not going to find any better analysis in the morning than you will here. And with that being said, those are our setups for the day. We've got Google, we've got mRNA, okay, and we've got basically oil, possibly shorting the bounces on oil if a dollar's going to break out here, as long as dollar shows strength. Okay, so that's our trades for the day. Hope you enjoy it. And then, by the way, guys, we have a Twitter down below. Go ahead and follow me there. I mean, guys, we have like 16 followers, guys. I'm not too fond about growing a Twitter or anything. It does really nothing for me. It's fully for use. That way, if I don't make a video in the morning, I will just shoot a tweet and I'll be like, hey guys, no video this morning. Or I'll be like, hey guys, video, it's going to be up in 30 minutes, so be ready. So it's basically just a notification for you. And that's the only reason we do it is because you guys asked for it. Okay, I mean, I don't really care for it too much, but it is for you guys. So make sure you go down below and follow that so you can get updated. That way, if I miss a day, I can let you know. And then second, next week, tradingplan.com. If you go there, basically you'll be on our list when we'll send out trades. Okay, but we're still getting that set up, like how we're gonna email and everything. But basically, once we do get that set up, you're good to go there. Okay, so guys, that's the plan for today. Like I said, number 1 trade mRNA, number 2 trade Google, number 3 trade oil, and that's your plan for the day, guys. I mean, people charge you thousands for this, so just make sure you take advantage. Make sure you at least drop a like, and let me know if you got any questions. Super busy day for me today, so if I don't get back to you as fast as usual, you know why. But nonetheless, we've shown you the process, a lot of it at least, and I'm fully confident in all of you guys. So, like I said, 8 out of 10 day. I think it's going to be a really good one today, and you've got everything you need to know pretty much going into the day to take advantage. So, get at it, champs, and we'll see you guys on the next video.